We've just left the drone for dead. This is a 2014 Windy 29 Coho. Now Windy is a Scandinavian company. These are a really high quality boat, and the big news with these is performance. So this is a 29-foot boat, and it's really low profile. It's quite narrow for a 29-foot boat, and it's all about being a driving machine. The best way I can describe these is if you compared this with my boat, which is actually slightly shorter but got a much bigger cabin. My boat would be like, I don't know, a Porsche Cayenne. This would be like a Porsche 911. Now in terms of top speed, there might not be an awful lot in it. I mean, this is faster. Actually no, that's not true. It's quite a bit faster. But the big news with this is the driving. It's a real driver's machine. So we're going to actually take this one out and show you exactly what I mean by that. But we're going to start with a tour first of all, of course. So we're going to step on the bathing platform as is traditional. I do like details like, look at the way that this handrail here slopes down and then sort of segues into the cleat here as one sort of section with a bit there where you can put the rope around it. And on the bathing platform here, you've got your boarding ladder. This is what I mean about it being a quality boat. Look at things like the fact it's got a little gas strut on here to hold that up. And also, actually, just while we're in here, look at the way that all the skin fittings are stainless steel rather than plastic. There's a deck shower in behind that one. That is a ski tow eye. Where are we? Where am I pointing? Just there. So you can tow water skiers or toys like ski biscuits, that kind of thing. And then on this side, you've got a bit more storage. And again, it's a draining locker, so you can see that there is a drain there. So anything you put in, if it's wet, will drain out. Big sunbed across the back of this one, and you'll notice these tracks here. They are so that that backrest can be slid right to the back. Makes that a much bigger area, but also means that if you're out cruising, people can lie on there with their feet at this end and you're quite secure and in the boat rather than feeling like you're going to fall off the back. So that's a nice touch. You just release these little catches here. I think what I might do is take a quick walk down the outside and show you a couple of bits on the outside, because this one's got the foredeck cushions on at the moment. Make it a little bit more difficult to get to the bow. But again, look at the way that all of this is stainless steel fittings. So nice spring cleats on this one. Full sunbeds on the front. That's an optional extra. This owner's had these fitted, and you'll notice that they've got these little poppers around them. That's so there is a cover that will go over those, so you don't have to take those on and off every time you leave the boat. You just cover them over. The electric anchor winch up there on the front, and then the anchor itself again, you can see it's all stainless steel hanging over the bow. It's a nice looking boat. Let's go and take a look on board. So we'll come right around here. We're up at Sultan's Marina at the minute. Sultan's Brokerage had this one for sale. And as we step on in then, this is the cockpit area. Now we've left the canopy up for the minute, and the reason for that is because the way that Windy have laid this out, and they changed this from their earlier boat. You used to do a boat called a 28 Ghibli, and this replaced it. And on the 28 Ghibli you had seating downstairs that converted to a bed. But their thinking was nobody ever actually sits down there, they only sleep down there. So what they've done is they've made this big cockpit area here, and then made this canopy so it's really easy to stow. So you can have just a flat tonneau cover on here, you can change that for a bimini if you prefer, or you can have the canopy that we've got here. So if you are spending the weekend on the boat, this becomes your living space. And what this does is, you can see there's like a track down the back here. Lift the engine hatch out, which we'll do in a minute when I show you the engine. And so it can just fold down and lie in a groove around here, drop that back down, and it's out of the way. But another really nice touch, anybody who's got a boat will tell you that it's a constant battle between getting this tight enough that it stays nice and taut, as it is at the moment, but then a real pain to get these hooked over the edges, or having those so they're easy to hook on, but then this is all loose. What they've done on here, which is really clever, is there's a little button down here. You see this section? It's got a power tensioner on it. Watch this. You drop that down, that all comes nice and loose. These are easy to pop on or pop off, and then once you've done that, you just tension it all back up again. That is a fantastic idea, and that is something I really want. I wish I had that on my boat. That's great. The cockpit itself, well, you've got, as you can see, seating all the way around here. There is a table that goes in the centre, and that lives in the engine room. I will show you that. And then you've got these really nice bucket seats. You can see they really wrap around you. It's all part of the sort of driving experience. There is lift bolsters as well, so those will lift up like that. If you want to sit on there and drive it, or stand and drive it, then you can do. And then the helm is over on this side. So steering wheel, of course, it's a single engine, so a single throttle there. Trim tabs they level the boat when she's running fast. Bow thruster makes life much easier when you're manoeuvring. All the engine instrumentation then is across here. Then you have a multifunction display sat in here. This is interesting. This is a chain counter. This is actually quite a nice idea, because what that does is the chain goes out. Rather than guessing how much chain you got out, it actually tells you. That's nice. Again, you can see the stainless steel detailing that Windy put into their boats, and these around the back of these switches here, these panels. That's the stereo. It's a Fusion stereo, and then that's the engine control, so the engine ignition and start, stop, and so on. So that is the cockpit. Under the floor, it looks like there's big hatches. Actually, it's not a very great deal, because what you've actually got under here is fuel tank down underneath there. There is a bit of storage, but it's quite shallow. And then they drop back down like so. And then it's a similar deal up here as well. So we lift that one and that one. There we go. I think that's the front of the tank, or it might be the water tank, I'm not sure. So that is that. And that one, actually, that's quite interesting, because that's your fridge. Now, I mentioned that the idea with this boat is for this to be your living space up here, your lounge, if you like, when you're stopped. So what they've done then is kept this mostly for sleeping. So you just have a big bed in here. And the advantage of that is that you've not got the sort of cracks and various bits and pieces that you have in a converting bed, where you're making seating into a bed. It's just a nice, big, comfortable mattress and loads of space. What you don't have in here then is a great deal of headroom. If I come into here and point the camera at myself, that's the kind of headroom that we've got in here. And that is because it is very much a sports boat. You've got a hob to make yourself a cup of tea. You've got a sink in here as well, that fridge that we saw, and then this is storage down in places like this, and up in behind here. You can see that's all designed to put cups in and so on. Some lovely woodwork on these boats, and little tiny windows, so you've got a view out. But it is very small in here compared to more of a cruiser style of boat. There is a separate toilet, however, very important. That's in there. And that's about it. But as I say, you've got to see this as like buying a two-seater sports car rather than an estate car. You compromise on the amount of space you have, and you compromise that for driving dynamics. And that starts with the engine. If I find the right button, there we go. Now, I said it's a bit faster than my boat, and actually I lied. It's a lot faster. This is a 6-litre V8 petrol engine. It's nearly 400 horsepower, 380 in fact, as you can see on there. Now, my boat, for a comparison, which has got a 260 horsepower diesel, I'm looking at about 30 knots flat out. This is more like 45, so 50% more performance. And that's what this boat does. It's narrow, it's low, and it's fast, and it handles, as we'll show you in a minute. We've got fender storage, or anything you like storage. In fact, we've got the bins down either side. That's a nice idea. You can see it down that side as well. You've got a little bit of storage down here for bits and pieces, and also under here is the table. That's under this cover. You can see it just there. So that can be pulled out. The table leg is there. Pop them in the cockpit, and you've got somewhere to sit around and eat. Range on this one, yeah, probably 200, 250 miles, that sort of area at cruising speeds. And cruising speeds on this are high, because with that top end of 45 knots, well, this will cruise at 35. This will cruise faster than my boat will go flat out, and that is the point of this. It's a performance boat. This is that area I was telling you about, where this canopy will fold down and it drops into this channel, goes all the way around here, and that keeps it out of the way, so you don't have to take it all off the frame and pack it away. You just roll it up and drop it back. So that is a nice touch. Let's drop that one back down. There we go. So that is what it looks like. And now we're going to show you how it goes. Stand by. You're going to enjoy this. And there we go. Can't be away. Simple as that. And now we have a completely open sports boat. What fun. Okay, so let me introduce you to John Ford. This is John from Sultan's Brokerage, and he's got this boat for sale. And John and I go back a long way, actually, don't we?
We do go a long way.
From the old brokerage days.
I remember filming. I was holding the camera for you the very early days of doing some filming for you. Thought this was going to go nowhere. How wrong was I? How wrong was I?
Indeed. So yeah, John works at Sultan's Brokerage, and he's kindly organised this whole little escapade for us. And we're going to go and get this a whiz out, see what it does.
Let's go out.
Awesome. You can't beat the sound of a petrol V8, can you? That's fantastic. This boat is rather cleverly set up so that the fenders are all on the pontoon and the lines are ready to slip, and so we can literally just pop these off like so. One on the bow. We've already taken the spring line off, hook off the stern line. Rock and roll. That is super smooth, actually, isn't it?
Really smooth. Nicely.
Crewless. I see what they've done there. So we are in a rather wonderful position. Firstly, Poole Harbour at this time of year, there's no speed limits, which always feels deliciously illegal because it's normally 6 knots through here. I think it's 6 knots, isn't it?
10 knots.
10 knots, okay, it's normally 10 knots, but currently it's unlimited. The other thing is that we've got a drone. These guys here are from Sultan's Brokerage. Hi guys! There we go. And there's the drone. That's nice. How fast is that?
30 knots.
30 knots, it's not even trying. This is my boat flat out, and this is the difference. Yeah, go for it. And that is what this boat does. It doesn't just go fast, it handles. This is what I mean about the Porsche 911 comparison. You don't buy a boat like this for space, you buy it for speed, fun and handling, and it does that in spades. John's got his shades on, he means business.
It's all good. Tough day at work. Don't tell my wife.
They pay him to do this, you know.
They do.
I think we've just left the drone for dead. This is what we call cornering. Yeah,
it's just so long.
it's impressive, isn't it?
It is really impressive. It drives like it's 15 foot.
Yeah.
It's just so little. That's phenomenal.
I couldn't let John have all the fun. Okay, here we go. That is properly quick. We've got this place completely to ourselves at the minute to road do stuff like this. So there you go, if you want standing headroom in a separate cabin, this is probably not the boat for you. On the other hand, if you want a grin that will make your face ache for a week, you want to get yourself one of these. It's a real machine. Huge thanks to Solden's Brokerage and John in particular. And huge thanks to you guys for watching. We'll catch you on another one of these very soon. Take care, bye-bye.